We are live. We are live! Okay. Alright. Okay, everybody, here we go. We ready for the podcast, guys?
Yes, always.
Right.
I'm ready.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody! It's time for another episode of Chicago 60 Podcast. Chicago 60 Podcast. I am your illustrious host, Justin J. War, and to my far left, your other illustrious host,
Storm and Norman.
And we also have with us in studio tonight,
Ron Russell.
Oh my God, Ron Russell is back in the house.
Right.
This week on Duh Podcast, we talk about minimum wage. Is it a problem? Is it happening in Chicago? What's going on? We discuss it tonight.
Also, the water meter program is on indefinite hiatus because lead is getting into the water. What the?
Alligator Bob is out. Chance the Snapper's still floating around. Let's talk about it.
All of that, and of course, Duh Chicago, or Duh Jag-Off of the Week. On this... All of that and Duh Jag-Off of the Week on this episode of Duh Chicago 60 Podcast. And gentlemen, it is now time for Duh Podcast. Ooh, that was lovely.
Nice.
Cheers to
good.
the podcast, gents.
Thank you,
The
guys.
podcast. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers for beers.
Cheers for biz.
Drink up.
If you're not drinking, you're doing something wrong, folks.
That's right.
Or don't.
You do you.
You do you.
Be you.
If you don't want to drink,
Don't drink.
more power to you.
All you.
Whatever.
You know,
It's all good.
that's what we like to drink.
So folks, we have a very special edition of the Chicago 60 Podcast because we have, again, our wonderful friend, Ron Russell, is here.
Thanks, guys.
The
Thank you very much,
C60 the C60 crew is almost in full attendance.
Yeah.
We're just missing Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh, we miss him
you,
so
brother.
much. He is on temporary hiatus because he's a busy guy.
He's very
Busy man.
He's doing some
Busy,
shit.
busy man.
But that's okay. But we got Ron. So oh my God, we have like
That's right.
double the
So
fun.
much.
We're like double mint gum, but like triple because there's 3 now. And I'm glad I sat on the far right this time, so I don't look like I'm gonna be a crunched Oreo. So this is last time when Ron was on. I was the
You were the
white
cream.
filling.
Yeah, you were great.
And I don't know if I like being cast as
The
white
cream?
filling. Yeah, the cream.
The cream.
Cream.
You don't like being the cream?
Oh my God. Yeah, not sure I'm a big fan of that, but I'm not this time, and that makes me very happy. So let's. But we have a lot of interesting, fun things. Ron, how have you been? What's going on? We had you on last time. You told us stuff about your rap career that made Norm and I go, the fuck?
And he said it so nonchalantly. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
dude,
like,
this
oh.
shit have done this, should have been around here. We're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Come on, y'all know me. Y'all know I'm laid back.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's true.
But like,
It's true. It is true, y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
he's like, yeah, I'm actually fucking amazing.
I'm pretty good. Yeah, but
I love it.
I'm just staying busy, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like you guys. I'm trying to keep up with.
Well, you are like us. That's the
I'm
cool
part
bit.
of this too, y'all.
He's part. That's right. Ron, we got a great crew. We've got
We do.
Ron, we got Norm, we got Manny, we got me.
We got some others.
Me, we got some others. We did some comedy sketch the other. We were talking about that on the
That was
last
a lot of
episode
fun.
of the podcast.
Yeah.
That's
I
gonna be
can't
coming
wait.
out in August. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that, y'all.
Stay tuned.
I don't know what that was. That Eastern European? I don't know.
So
You're gonna get
never wrong with
crazy.
your accents.
You're gonna get
I
crazy.
just assume.
Up in here. Okay, gentlemen, we have some interesting topics to talk about. One big main topic that I think is going to be interesting for everybody here, our thoughts about, and then some other cool shit that we got going on.
Let's go.
So let's just should we jump in? Let's jump into it.
Yeah,
Let's just get
let's go.
into this fucking shit. Let's talk about minimum wage. That's right, minimum wage. Thank you for the like, whoever that was. I appreciate dirt. Minimum wage is a big. Okay, so this is a big thing that has been going on recently. Before I get into the scope of what's going on in Chicago right now, nationally, there's been a big push on the Democratic left in particular about let's increase the minimum wage to at least $15 because it is hard. It's so hard. I'm down at Harvard Yard. It's so hard to make a living up in, I'm just saying shit to make everyone laugh at this point. It's so hard to live up in this bitch that we call life, and people need money for that. So minimum wage is a big issue. Now there's a big divide in terms of macro and microeconomics in terms of minimum wage. What will happen when minimum wage goes up? Will there will be an increase in prices? There will be lost jobs. There will be less jobs available. There will be people who basically there's a lot of economists thinking that people will be on there will be the new unemployment will be part-time employment, things like that.
That's
so
crazy.
I have some interesting Chicago examples because our favorite periodical, the Chicago Tribune, not a sponsor yet, but perhaps one day,
all day, every day,
should they know about our brilliance, they'll fucking sponsor us. We take it in the form of cash money,
or more subscriptions.
Look, I retweeted a thing about the cows on parade from the Chicago Tribune. They got like 30 likes out of fucking nowhere. So Trib, we're helping you out. So
we just want to be friends.
Quid pro quo, yo. Okay.
Help us so we can help.
That's right. All right, let me get into some real shit here. All right, so minimum wage increases are putting the noose or low prices. So let's go. So for example, there's some. That's right. There's a noose. There's a noose.
Specifically,
I came up with this. That's not even the title of the article. I came up with that myself. There's a noose. There's a noose. That's right. There's hey, you know what?
This guy.
Right.
There's a noose. There's a noose because they're
Make sure that
low prices. That's right. I'm talking about that right now. Okay, so couple of places. So there's a place in Bridgeview called Fabulous Freddy's Italian Eatery, or FI for short. FI for short. Yeah. So they're a local fast food joint, okay? And they're serving all beef hot dogs. Originally, their price was $2.95 for a dog, which is that's a good price for a dog, okay? That's a good price. I paid $3 for a dog, but now it's $4.75.
They got fries with that?
Yeah, right?
No, it's just no fries, just the dog, okay?
How you got a la carte?
I mean, it's a good hot dog.
I bet you it is a good hot dog, but legit, the price, dude, that's $1 plus more increase in the price.
Yeah.
And they've also, there's one, so this particular establishment, Fabulous Freddy's Italian Eatery, they are a family-run business, and they've been wanting to increase the size of their pizza, but they've actually had legitimate family fights about increasing the slice of a pizza cost. Because minimum wage is they're paying their employees more, that they have to increase the price on food items, which means they're getting less customers because now all the prices are going up.
Yeah.
So now they're having to cut some employees and give them less shift time. This is just one place. So and now it's like causing family turmoil. Okay, so and it's crazy. There's another one. We all probably know this place too. We've all probably eaten this place. Big and Littles. Can we give a shout out to Big and Littles?
Big and Littles.
Big and Littles.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, Big and Littles.
Shit, Big and
Yo, whoa,
Hey, Tam, you just mentioned Big and Littles.
Big and
Like today or
delicious.
the other day.
Delicious. You know what?
Okay.
You know what I like? I like their salmon poke taco. But you know what?
Really?
You know what?
Yeah,
they pulled it from a menu.
Oh!
Why? Yeah, why? Because the ingredients are too expensive, and so they can't afford to continue that product.
That sucks.
They used to serve a burger for $5. It is now, okay, listen to this, man. A burger for $5 is now $6.99. That's a $2 increase. Their pork po' boy used to be $6.99. It's now $9.99. That's a tray dollar increase. Tray.
I will admit that pork po' boy is just stuffed with pork. Like, their pork belly is fucking delicious.
It's amazing.
But $9?
No, $10, sir. $10, sir. What are we, a fine dining restaurant?
I mean,
Get the hell out of here.
I ain't paying
So, Big and Littles is owned by a guy named Tony D'Alessandro.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna keep going with
There
that.
you go. Keep going.
I so badly want to be Christopher Waltz.
Like one day you're gonna do an entire episode where you're like,
All right.
and people are like,
yeah, that sounds legit. So anyway, Tony Dasanda.
I'm gonna get that Christopher Walken down.
Tony has removed 12 menu items, including that salmon poke taco, because the ingredients are too expensive. He has 40 employees, but because he's now paying them $13.25 in terms of what the minimum wage is, he cannot afford to keep those items on the menu. Items that I would stipulate that I've had before when they weren't that expensive that I've eaten, they're no longer on the menu because it literally costs the guy too much to even have them on the menu because his labor costs are too high. He's pulled them. He's got 5 locations. He's got 40 employees. And in the article in the Tribune, he was quoted as basically saying, and I'm paraphrasing, he's basically saying, every time I look at the books, I see how much my labor costs are, I'm like, holy shit. Again, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't actually say that to the Tribune. But he's like, holy shit, my labor costs are way too high. I just can't afford it. So what made his establishment so legitimate and what drew people they had some unique items. I remember I used to perform at the Chicago Theater Works Theater on Belmont, and I would go to Big and Little's before and after shows and get food, and they had unique taco items, items there, po' boys. They're just not there anymore when I walked in, and it's because of the minimum wage increases. So some other quick statistics before we get into this, okay? Minimum wage as of July 1st is $13, increased from $12. Only $1 increase. But the process started in 2015 where minimum wage was $8.25. So basically from 2015 to now, it's gone from $8.25 to $13. That's a lot, okay? Yeah. According to a study that was done by an MIT professor, I don't care about the person's name, nobody gives a shit. It was quoted, I don't fucking care. But basically this MIT guy also an MIT guy is doing a specific study at Cook County, which is like, really? All right. Why are we having some, hey, I'm from Boston.
He was slumming.
Hey. Listen, okay, there's a lot of people in MIT, okay? They all can't be doing something fancy, right?
Yeah, some of them are doing some menial work.
Exactly.
In Cook County. Well, what they found was that Cook County residents who are single, living on their own, need at least $13.54 an hour to live without any major issues. Okay. That is why the minimum wage has been going up. However, what they also found was that the price of fast food places, which hires most minimum wage workers, saw an increase of food prices of 3.2%, which is 2% more than grocery store food prices, which only rose 1.2%, and fine dining only rose about like 2.8%, according to the Tribune article. So more people are inclined now. What they're saying is that more people are inclined to just go eat at home and buy food at home, which I would submit is better and healthier than going in fast food. But these fast food establishments, which are hiring minimum wage workers, are now losing. So it's like they're losing revenue and profit, which is helping people who need jobs. Basically, is the main point. A couple other fast things. So there's also a place called JP Graziano's. There's so many Italian places. It's fucking ridiculous.
Italian places.
I don't pick these places. That's just what's in here. But it's a sandwich shop in the West Loop. Norm and Ron, I say we go there and rate it. But they never raise their prices more than 75 cents per item despite any tax hikes. Now, they only have 9 employees, and the employees are making $15 an hour or more. Some are making $18 or $19 an hour. But what the Tribune article said was this business has been in circulation in the West Loop for about 82 years. Wow. They own the building, and they're in West Loop, which, as we all know, in Chicago, we've got Google in there. Yeah, that's a cha-ching market. So they doing fine.
They're doing all right.
And they're charging $10 a sandwich.
They're doing all right.
And the owner's he's like, I wouldn't be charging $10 a sandwich if I was renting. He owns it. If he was renting, he's like, it'd be more.
That's it.
But you can do that in the West Loop because then the whole group of people will be like, oh, let's go eat lunch there or let's order out.
But you just said it.
Right.
That place has been around for 82 years.
82 years.
So that place has customers,
They know how to do a sandwich.
They are well established.
By this point.
They know how to make a damn sandwich, man.
Exactly.
Damn, they can make the hell out of a sandwich.
Gentlemen, here are the two issues issues to discuss, okay? Issue number 1 to discuss. low-income wage earners are losing their jobs because they're having to deal with high food price. Okay, so issue number one. Let me rephrase this more properly. These fast food places are, because of the increase in minimum wage, having to basically give less hours of shifts to individuals and fire employees because they can't afford it. And then those low-income wage earners are then now forced to deal with higher food prices that are now happening not only in the grocery store, but that they would have to pay for at establishments that they worked at.
Yep.
And
just don't eat.
It's like how do you even afford to eat? So that's issue number one is how do we. I mean, and this is what the big debate with economists has been. It's like, yes, the minimum wage should go up because general living has gone up. Where we need this, based on this MIT study, we need $13.54 in Chicago to survive. However, by doing that, you are now cutting jobs. You're now cutting hours from people, so they're working less hours, which means they're still making less money. And now they're going out and they're like, oh shit, food is still more expensive. So that's issue number one. How do we resolve that?
Education.
Hashtag learn to code.
It's education, man. First of all, minimum wage, obviously it needs to be raised. $15. Think about it. So let's say that's a single mom with 3 kids. Okay, she's taking care of 3 kids. Off of $15, that's still not enough.
No.
So, yeah, you have to increase that amount because people are out here struggling. But so it's a bigger problem. You need education for our youth so they can grow up and they can go to school and they can make better jobs. I know school isn't for everyone, but you understand the opportunity. Education needs to be there because people are still getting jobs at fast food joints, okay? Because people got to work, right? But if they're going to increase the prices of the food, first of all, the food is not even all that great. It's not even healthy, so we don't need to send our kids there. But they're eating that because they're living in neighborhoods that don't have supermarkets. So the easiest thing for them to eat is the corner store that doesn't have fresh produce, or they're going to the neighborhood little, greasy hole in the wall, or they are going to McDonald's or Burger King or whatever. If they're lucky, they get to Wendy's, it's a little fresher, but it's still the same. So yes, it needs to be increased. How do we do it? It's not gonna be something that's gonna change overnight because the government is gonna get involved. We need education because people need education. We need schooling. We need to empower our people so that they can get better jobs. Because guess what? Fast food, it's a good little stopgap, but it's not the end all, and people need to get better jobs.
That's where a lot of teenage kids are going. Really.
Exactly.
That's really what it should be.
But you have grown people raising families.
You disagree?
I gotta disagree. So look at the king of fast food, McDonald's. They immediately fired half their employees.
We talked about this.
And put up
They're
kiosks.
putting the kiosks.
They have kiosks all over downtown.
They increased the minimum wage, but they put up the kiosks. I was just going to mention this.
And McDonald's was one of the first ones that were like, hey, guess what? Join this program. Be in our stores. You can become a manager and then begin to manage your own store. We'll put you through school. We'll do all these things.
You can manage your own kiosk.
Now you can go.
Kiosk manager is a new profession.
I go up to the kiosk because at first I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to be made foolish when I order 4 McDoubles and 3 McChickens. I don't want to see your face. You don't really care. But when I can just boop, 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 put in my card and leave, they popped up those kiosks so quickly.
They got them all downtown.
Especially because they knew they were already prepared for it. They knew they were going to have to pay people more. So how about we just get rid of that service and have people do it? So these smaller businesses can't do that. They can't. Obviously.
No, they can't. That's the main issue. And the interesting thing was that the article stated that smaller fast food establishments are the organizations that are hiring the most, because there are a lot of them out there that are hiring people in the community. Yeah. Yes, the McDonald's of the world are hiring a lot of people, but when they're putting up kiosks, at some point, they're like, we'll do 15 minutes. We're going to cut half our staff. And we're going to hire one kiosk manager, and that's going to be like that. It's going to be like that lady at the Target who's like, you doing customer self-service checkout? Okay, let me see your ID. You buying that beer? Oh, God.
Hey.
Nobody likes that lady. Nobody likes it. I guess she's a nice lady.
You mess with the kiosks, be like the manager and shit. The kiosks be the manager.
The kiosks run everything. The kiosks tell you, Clark. Dude, Clark, so can you come over here and check this, Clark? Clark, where are you? But no, that's one of, because ultimately we've always seen as fast food. The quote unquote fast food is the teenage door spin around. Yeah. Teenagers come in, make a little bit of money. When they're done, they leave. Right. The people who came in, who have been there for a little bit, they like the job, they bump them up a little bit. You know, they're manager now, or they can close and count the money.
Hey, the kids work like the afternoon shift at the school. That'd be the grown-ups work. They work that for that open to noon.
Exactly,
shift.
And they keep their people who want to be there, or who say, "Hey, I gotta be here to make a dime. I gotta be here." For that reason. Now they're going to cut them in half and be like, well, we can't do anything about it because we can't afford it ourselves. I don't think there is a fix because they're both right.
It's a sticky issue, which leads me to issue number 2, gentlemen, because there's an increase in wages, which has been stated is important for living standards. Yeah. However, with the increase in wages, these businesses are decreasing hours for people. So even people who are on staff, they're getting less hours on shifts in general because of the increase in wages. Big and Littles, Tony said that he has... I'm just butchering every Italian name.
Sit down at Big and Littles for our first interview.
If we ever interview Tony DeLassandro, I'll be like, so Tony DeLassandro.
What the fuck's my name?
It's like, I'm gonna say
I know your name.
I spit your taco.
It's like I don't want to give too much away from our comedy sketch. I don't want to give away too much. Steve, it's Steve.
Y'all don't get it.
You gotta watch these comedy sketches when it comes out in August. Anyway, yes, when Tony DeLassandro did say that at Big and Littles he has less people on a particular shift because it just costs more for him to have those people on. So even operating as a business, you've got less people than you would normally have, which means is food coming out slower? Those people have to work harder. So that's issue number 2. So how do we? Because we're in a catch-22, right? Yeah. People need more money to survive in the world that we live in today. We can all agree on that. I think that is a fair. Excuse me. Inflation, etc., cost of living, etc. It's all increasing. Yeah. We get that. That's fine. However, the nature of economics and why this has been such a tough issue that has been debated between economists, etc., about minimum wage in general, is that when you increase wages, the things that we are now seeing just in Chicagoland that were said, these things will happen, are now occurring. Less hours, more people being fired, going to more automation. So it's like, what is better? Keeping the lower minimum wage so that more people at least are employed, or increasing this? Yes, this is why it's an issue. It's an issue. Okay, so we need John Oliver to break it down. But we're John Oliver today.
You do have the 2 options, though. You have the option of the business owner to go, hey, these are my core people. Yeah. So I'm going to work them for more hours. It's going to even out. They're going to make a decent wage, and they're going to live off of this work, at least while they're with me in this job. Or you have the opposite end where you're just like, hey, listen, this is an in-and-out business. You come in and do the little work you got and go and be okay with that. And you need to find that other side hustle to make that extra money.
And that's what people are doing, because what this...
You're going to compensate quality in your product if you kind of just hiring people like that. You do want to kind of have some consistency.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
a catch-22.
Yes. It's a pickle.
It's a pickle, because also you have individuals where you need to hire them, you need to train them. If it's a revolving door, it's cost to the business to continue to training individuals as well.
And then we start closing more local businesses.
Exactly. It's very tough for small business, in particular, like these Fabulous Freddy's Italian Eatery, which I would submit they get a new name. Get a new name, Fabulous Freddy's. Just get a new name.
Hey man, how long that place been around?
You're fabulous. You're so fabulous. But get a new name.
For a long time, man.
Hey, like you'd be like,
yo,
hey, I'm Fat Freddy.
Can you imagine? Could you just like this just popped in my head? Could you imagine Fred, an Italian Fred, walking in and be like, "Yo, I'm fabulous," and everybody be like, "Yeah, whatever, fag." Actually, you're a fabulous fag, Freddy, but John, you're
Actually, but you said it in a way where some guy walked in and was like, "Hey, I'm fabulous." You would not say anything to that giant Italian ass guy.
Fabulous Freddy.
You would not say a word to that giant ass Italian guy. You'd be like, you asshole, and he'd be like, "Hey, you."
Only
come in.
Only if it was Joe Pesci and he was like, "I'm fabulous Freddy." I'd be like, "I'm not fucking messing with you, Joe Pesci."
Hey Joe!
Hey Joe!
I won't mess with any large Italian white guy because they all have family and they fight like black people. So.
I just like
you don't just fight one.
I just don't want to die. So if there's any Italians out there, don't kill me because I love all of it. But you know, I love eating at these local places, and it hurts me to like hear about these stories because like at Fabulous Freddy's, they legitimately are having family arguments about prices at this point. And whether or not they should increase the prices or not, and whether or not they're going to be able to stay in business. The article did say that they were considering moving out of the state because they don't know if they can even consistently make a profit to make it worth their while to keep a business that's been in business for like over 20 years. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Well, it's such a tough issue.
What's the long run, though? Like, what did they plot out as the long run for this in Chicago? And I know that they said that these things would happen, but they have to have an idea of like, okay, well, you need to do this to get to here to continue this way. Like, what's the ideal long run?
I don't know if they had a plan. That's the other thing. I mean, that's the other thing about owning a small business. Sometimes you are more reactionary than like larger corporations are better at projecting what may happen because they have to because they have shareholders. But if you're a small business, I would submit, and this is based on opinion, so I can't say this is factual on any basis, but I would say in a lot of cases, small business owners are reactionary. And particularly when we're talking about food in the food industry, because you set up shop and you're like, I create a good product and you just hope the local community embraces you. Mm-hmm. And in a lot of cases, local communities will, because they're like, oh, and that's why you see all these fucking places where like, yo, this is Tony's hot dog stand. We got the best Italian beef in the world. World famous hot dogs. It's like, listen, Tony, there ain't no fucking way any world recognized organization has come to your hot dog stand and been like, oh my god, these are famous.
Oh god, famous.
It's like people from Thailand and China just come out taking photos of their stand like, oh, these are the famous hot dogs. Tony's hot dog stand. It doesn't fucking happen. It's like everywhere. How many world famous places do we actually have? It's fucking ridiculous. But nevertheless, those are the places that local people go to get their stuff. I did it at anywhere I live. You have that local place. It's like, that's my place, man. But you go to that place. I've done this. I go to a place and I'm like, fuck, I went to Portillo's and I got an Italian beef. Like, Portillo's ain't going anywhere anytime fast. But I went to fucking Portillo's downtown and I got an Italian beef. And then I remember last time it was like $11.95 for like a beef, a fry, and a shake. And then all of a sudden it's $15. I'm like, the fuck is this?
To be fair,
I spent $4 more. Fuck.
I've never spent a dime in Portillo's.
You've never bought anything?
I bought everything on the menus in Portillo's, but never spent
Tell your story. Tell your story about it real quick.
So, low key, my girlfriend works for, let's just say a place. And
Applies.
This place has to give gift cards to their other businesses. And so during that process, during the holidays, Portillo's end up, because they buy gift cards, they end up giving them promo cards. So then she just has a ton of promo cards that she can't use, and we have to use it before March. So we get them in December. Good job. We get them in December, and then we have to use them before March. So basically, last year, we had about $1,000 in Portillo's gift cards.
That's amazing.
And I was actually jobless at the time. And I ate everything at Portillo's. The mushroom sandwich is the fucking nastiest thing you could ever eat.
Don't eat it.
But
the cake has mayonnaise.
Everything at Portillo's. And no lie, Portillo's is actually pretty fucking good. Just don't eat it for 3 months straight.
Chocolate cake has mayonnaise in it. Don't eat it.
But what I was going to say about one last thing about the minimum wage, it was a ridiculously quick increase.
It was.
And that probably hurt a lot.
Within 4 years, which seems like a long amount of time, but really it's not.
No,
it's not.
Because
It's
if they would
very
have had
sudden.
time to build it up,
I remember.
then they might have been able to catch up
To
and
cope.
actually. Yeah, exactly.
It's been
Coping
stuck.
has been tough.
It's been stuck on $8 for
a
like
long time.
ever.
Yeah.
like
time.
forever.
Which I'm surprised it didn't sit on 10 for a good while.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like, okay, so now you're at 10. Okay, now we're bumping to 12. 12 is good, and we're going to rest on 12 for a good while because 12 is more than anyone's
I
made
can see it going
at this
from
time.
the 8 to the 12, and they'd be like, all right, we'll holler at y'all
Yeah,
in 20 years.
yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, and like, we'll talk later. You're happy, right?
Look at this
Well,
both
hell
piece
yeah.
right here. We see your ass at 20.
Right? Because I can tell most of us, $650 was my first job, and they bumped it up to $656. Like,
It's a sticky situation because both sides of the argument are easily understandable.
Yeah.
But there has to be a compromise on what is correct. And I think what we've just discussed here, it would have been better to have increased it incrementally and then let it sit, and then increase and let it sit, so that to allow businesses to cope and to grow with the inflation that is occurring at the time, and that hasn't happened because everybody's just like, people need money.
4 years.
And it's just like, whoa, relax.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's been the biggest issue. And I totally understand the other side where people are like, I need money to help my kids. Like, I get it. I understand. But at the same time, if you lose your job because your excess to requirements, well, it doesn't really... Look, some money is better than no money in some cases. Yeah. So, and still people in those positions are having to work multiple jobs. That's why the new unemployment is part-time employment.
Yep.
So it's a sticky situation. But we shall
shout out to Fab Freddy's and Big and Littles.
And JP Graziano.
I eat at the Big and Littles like every other week.
Yeah, Big and Littles is
in Lakeview. So
we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Big and Littles. We'll come see y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna come see you. We're gonna come see you on the podcast.
Hashtag Big and Littles.
Hashtag Big and Littles. Hashtag.
Somebody just said something.
Hashtag. Oh.
Who was that?
Yeah, that's an actual comment.
That's
the fuck.
Who that?
That's your lady, Tammy.
Hi,
Tammy. I'm not gonna read it because we'll get to it later. It's too many letters, Tammy. You gotta keep it short and concise.
Dang,
You're actually making a point.
Like really filthy right now.
I can't deal with that.
Y'all gonna make me get up there and read that? Hold on.
Oh God, here we go. All right, Ron's gonna read it. This is gonna take up minutes.
Baby, you gotta condense that a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta condense it. I'm sorry.
All
right.
Great.
Moving right along in water news. So there's a problem with the water meters. The water meters. We're not installing them because there's a problem with the water. Okay? Alright, so let's get into this. So there's brain-damaging lead.
Well, yeah.
In the water. In the water.
Explains things.
In the Chicagoland area, they're finding brain-damaging lead in 1 out of 5 homes.
Brain damaging.
Brain damaging.
That's just really.
Yup.
Brain damaging lead.
That is correct. So there's a lawsuit against the city to dig up old lead service lines and rebuild, make them safer. 510 homes were tested in 2017. 22% had lead found in the water. 7% had more lead above 15 parts per billion, which the FDA deems unsafe. City officials have known about this. This is the big crux of the issue. Yeah. City officials in Chicago have known about, and we should also state that this is mostly on like the south side and like towards Indiana. Yeah. However, they have found this in all areas. I'll get to that in a second. But city officials have known about this problem for quite a while, and they've gotten away with it because they've been adding a chemical that creates a coating on the pipes that connect the homes to the main cast iron lines that bring in the water in order to lessen the effects of the lead that is in the water.
Ooh,
Lesson. So, lead is unsafe to consume at any level, according to the EPA, that's the Environmental Protection Agency, and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. City officials have said in Chicago, they've been like, we need a proof. We need more proof. That was their legit argument. Like, well, there wasn't enough information. We needed proof that this was happening. It's like, listen up, you jagoffs. You fucking knew that this was happening.
So weird.
Okay? In 2018, 400,000 deaths in the country were due to lead poisoning, which can cause kidney failure, heart failure, and brain issues within children. Not so much adults because their brains are developed, but for children who are developing, that's where a lot of the brain damaging situation can occur for lead in water. There has been no federal standard for lead in the home. However, the EPA has put in place a rule that at least 90% of homes in a metropolitan area must be tested to have less than 15 parts per billion of lead detected in order to be deemed in compliance of a safe regulation of lead within drinking water. Chicago has only tested 50 homes every 3 years, which is the minimum required in order to pass this test.
The minimum.
I just imagine them going around the homes like, hey, do you want to get tested for lead? Yeah, I'm chewing on my water. Okay, not you. Next.
Yep.
What the?
Yep. They've only been tested. The city of Chicago has only been testing 50 homes every 3 years. That is the minimum requirement from the EPA, and only and the requirement is 90% must have less than 15 parts per billion. That is the requirement. What they found was that all 77 neighborhoods in the city of Chicago have tested positively for lead in the water. So that's everywhere.
Of course.
That's everywhere. Now, for 15 parts per billion, not entirely sure it was all of it, but yes, there has been a decent amount of concentration. So get your Brita filters! Get your Brita filters!
Okay, Loki, I don't know if mine works
or
not.
the cheese!
Hey, you need those Brita filters. You got to get the refill to the filter because you can't just leave.
I got a refill. I recently got a refill, and the red light still comes on. So I don't know if mine's legitimately working or not. Maybe Chicago water's too just damn strong.
Dude,
I know,
right?
It builds character. It builds character to drink that lead.
Brita
that was the one we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Here's another thing. So the city of Chicago is offering water filters. So you can get water filters.
No, thank you, Chicago.
Free water filters from the city of Chicago.
What? I don't trust your water filter.
But only 10% of homes have asked for a water filter from the city, which I find a little interesting. I think it's just ignorance. I don't think people actually know about it.
They don't know.
They're like, why is my kid getting dumber? And it's like, well, there's lead in the water, you fucking numbskull. Get a goddamn water filter. What are you fucking doing? I know we always say in Chicago how being next to Lake Michigan, we have the best water. And we do, compared to others. However, there is still, we don't want to be Flint. We don't want to be Flint, Michigan. Yeah. There is still an issue there. And it really is the lines. It's not necessarily the water that's coming, it's the lines that are the issue. They're old, they need to be replaced. We've talked about this, Norm, on several other episodes of the podcast where there is money going to things that it shouldn't be fucking going towards. It should be going to important things like this to fix. The Harvey, Illinois had the exact same issue. We had a conversation on an earlier episode about this, and they're saying we want the fucking pipes to be fixed because we don't want lead in the goddamn water anymore. Okay? We don't want to be wearing tinfoil hats. We don't care about aliens and lead. We just want to live, goddammit.
You started off really good.
I know.
You started.
And I started talking about aliens.
I know it was like
He's like, where did the aliens come from? We're gonna storm Area 51. That's a thing.
Do you have a fucking meme?
Oh my god.
Is it?
Just get that guy from the History Channel. Aliens cause lead.
But question. Do you think that maybe it's potentially, and this is very stupid and probably out of the ordinary, but do you think it's the government going, we need to bring civilization down a little bit?
Population control?
Yeah. So let's just kind of do it, and then like, oh, well, it was lead.
Look, I'm all for population control. There's too many goddamn people on the roads. Okay, I want to get to my place from point A to point B in a lot shorter amount of time than is happening now.
Just wait for flying cars then. Half the rich people will be flying and you can drive all you want, right?
It's happening. Elon Musk is working on it. It's
flying Uber.
He's broke as shit.
I know he is. It's like he's sleeping on this couch. Everyone bought him a couch. I'm like, that motherfucker don't need a couch. Like, he needs a business plan. Like,
how are you gonna get out of your debt, Elon?
Like, yo, we want to buy him a comfy couch. Fuck you. Buy people who need a couch.
All right, back to the water.
Yeah, sorry.
The lead.
Water.
God damn it.
Water, lead. Right. Yeah.
It's a problem. It's not as big of a problem as Flint. Flint is fucked.
Yes.
Fucked Flint.
Flint is fucked.
But it's still pause for concern. If you are listening to this, go get a water filter. The city is providing them. Please go get one. It's
much?
not hard. No, it's free.
Where do I have to go to get it?
Me too.
We will post that.
Yeah, filter for your filter.
So you can go get one.
Because you know where they probably are? They're probably at the DMV.
That's
I'm like, please.
Oh, you got a new license? Here's a new water
please,
filter.
come and get one.
Hello.
Be nice. Hey, when you go and get your filter, be nice.
Right.
Ask the person,
Right.
hey, how's your day?
Yeah.
How are you? Do that.
Be
You
nice
probably
to the
get in
DMV
and out that
people.
line a little bit faster. Just saying.
That's right.
Just saying.
Real information.
We will post that information coming up soon, but main thing is run for your lives! There's lead in the water!
Or
No,
don't
I'm
drink
kidding.
water.
Don't
Stop.
drink
Hey, boycott water.
Boycott water, yeah.
We don't
It's
want
over.
water anymore.
Yo, get your electrolytes. Drink Gatorade.
Hey, you be out here with Gatorade,
The next-
vitamin water.
Done.
The next
water
version of
over-
Idiocracy is based on our podcast.
Ignore water. Stop it.
It's not water, man. You don't need no
Oh
water.
god, where's the Wilson brothers when you need them? Okay, moving right along. And okay, real quick story, but gents, I thought this would be interesting, particularly for you because you are both black.
Every time he says something,
I
I'm
know.
like, really? What?
I know, right?
I didn't
What?
know.
Seriously?
I am not. But no, this is actually I found this actually quite interesting.
No,
I found
you're
this a
not.
very interesting story. Are you gentlemen familiar with the Chicago Defender?
Yes.
Wait, is that, real quick, is that the dude in the cape? In the towel? Okay, in my neighborhood, there's a dude walking around with a towel, and he dresses up as a superhero all the time. That's not him?
I am the Chicago Defender.
No joke, but he does defend people. But he wears a towel and an eye patch, like a whole eye thing, and he walks around in blue. And every summer he pops out
He
somewhere.
is,
All right, well that
he's a
sounds
different
phenomenal.
defender.
Okay,
he's
my
our
bad.
neighborhood
My bad.
defender.
Shout out to Lakeview Superhero.
Hey, shout out to that guy right there, man. Stay on the
Yeah,
Mets.
Called
Mets,
Lakeview
man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Lakeview.
But you talking about the Defender, the newspaper.
That is correct. So thank you, Ron. This is why we have Ron on the goddamn podcast. So fuck you, Norm. Sorry about
You're all good.
dumbass Lakeview
Hey,
superheroes.
he's a
Outta
superhero.
here.
Fucking crying out
Yeah,
loud.
man. Hey,
On
shout out
the
to
same-
Superhero Stay on the Mets, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yes, it is an African American newspaper. Now here's the thing, man. They are stopping print production. They're done.
Makes
They just
sense.
they can't afford it anymore.
No,
They're
they can't.
only doing online now.
Yeah.
That's it. It was founded in 1905 by Robert Abbott.
1905.
1905.
Say it again.
1905. So
Who's alive from 1905?
who said shit wasn't happening?
Shit was happening back then.
It was happening.
Slow,
People
but-
slow, but it was happening. But that's amazing.
Yeah.
However, now sad because,
Yeah.
but this is going towards the trend of news coming from online sources versus people just like holding a newspaper and like
Dude,
getting
they were
information.
getting crushed, man.
They are. They're losing circulation
Yeah.
and they're just not getting
Yeah,
readers
it's just...
at all. And it's just like, I'm gonna ask this question
It's
to
okay.
you both,
I already know where you're going.
but it appears that the African American community probably will digest information via online stuff better than
Of course.
print publication.
Everyone.
Is that a safe assumption?
Well, everyone will.
Everyone.
I mean, everyone in general, but like
I mean,
legitimately.
Look at Mad Magazine stopped
Yeah.
printed production
Yeah.
after years. Like, this makes complete sense. But unlike certain businesses who quit and stop and go, well, we're not selling our physical paper, so we're just going to quit. They're at least going, okay, so our online is what we need to focus on
Yeah.
now. And we're going to push
I mean,
that.
it's a smart business decision.
and
It is. It costs a lot for the print.
It's going to actually get them new viewers.
Yes.
It's going to open up. They're going to get younger viewers.
Not just
'cause-
Chicago, but
yeah,
everywhere.
it's going to
Yeah.
open up. It's going to make them.
It's a good
legit.
periodical. It does.
It
It
is.
gives good information about what's going on in the local
Absolutely.
communities,
Absolutely.
and we are a supporter of the Chicago
African
Defender.
Americans need to have
They need
that.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's good news to have.
And it needs to be news where it isn't just us getting shot by things.
Absolutely.
That would be-
news
that would also
by
be good.
us, about us. Yeah.
Like, you'd be nice.
Good things happening, not just
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
bad things.
Yeah.
So
we ain't all bad.
Shout out to the Chicago Defender. We will tag them. We would love to have somebody from the Chicago Defender on and talk more about that process. We gotta tag people.
Yeah, we do. We're doing.
All right, well, moving right along. In other news.
Nice job.
I'm picking up.
Yeah.
He was like, the next time I'm going to be in that. I'm going to be in that one.
Well,
I'm getting better.
Alligators!
Alligators!
No, there's alligators!
This is the funniest fucking story ever.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's awesome.
Alligators.
In
Humboldt Park lagoon. Norm, do you remember when we talked about blue algae in the Humboldt Park lagoon? Yeah. Well, apparently the alligator don't give a fuck about the blue-green algae. He's like, fuck this blue-green algae, I'll survive. He's like, this shit, same shit, different day.
Like, whatever.
But yeah, apparently, Norm, there is an alligator in the Humboldt Park lagoon.
Quote unquote, and this is they did a name survey for a name for Block Club Chicago. Shout out to Block Club Chicago. They're calling it Chance the Snapper, and I think that's a fitting name for an alligator in Chicago. Is Chance the Snapper. So hashtag Chance the Snapper.
That's dope.
But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Apparently, a dude. They say a person had an alligator, and alligators are illegal in Illinois to have as a pet. Okay. And so he ditched the alligator.
To a plan.
It just kind of.
So he just said, "You know what, Robbie? You just too damn big, dog.
No,
you too big, man.
Can't do you anymore, man.
You don't ate up everything. You gotta go.
You gotta go. Here, go back home.
Yeah. Go. Go
No,
on.
leave. I don't want you
it's
anymore.
It's not you, it's me.
Yep.
Get away, you stupid alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much
ridiculous.
That's pretty much happened. Now, also, so there's a great gentleman by the name of Alligator Bob. Alligator Bob.
Alligator fucking Bob.
We need to have Alligator Bob on the podcast.
Please, Alligator Bob, if you're out there, please.
I'd
love to have a wonderful conversation with you about alligators and being Alligator Bob. Mm-hmm. And what that entails.
So Alligator Bob sits in a boat and wears a hat and looks for alligators.
No, he didn't just look for alligators. He hunted this alligator for multiple days.
He hunts
didn't
the alligators.
stop at all until Sunday when he quit like bitch.
Yeah, he stopped. The alligator's still on the loose. Also, by the way.
Seriously? Yeah, they can't. Actually, people got worried because they hadn't seen the alligator in a while, so then they were worried about its health.
Time out. Wait. What area is the alligator?
Humboldt Park Lagoon.
That's what I thought. I thought you said that.
Humboldt Park Lagoon.
Why?
And they're worried that there are so many people with so much media surrounding this alligator. So many people are going to go see it, and it's freaking it out, so they can't catch it. So yeah.
So the alligator's smarter than people. He's just chilling.
Yeah,
he's just chilling, man.
He's laying low and shit.
How much shit is that thing eating now?
Well, you know what? Probably the rats in Humboldt Park are probably minimum now. Actually, that's not a bad thing. Hey, good for you, Chance.
Right?
Thanks.
We're gonna look at this alligator and be like, okay, well, I think we lost it, and then maybe 15 years down the line, that thing's gonna come out.
It's gonna be like the water. You see that? Chance the Snapper. Oh
man, he's huge.
Man, that's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Be careful walking your dogs in Humboldt, especially going through the park.
Well, at first they had the signs about the blue-green algae. Yeah. Like, don't be in the fucking...
don't feed the alligator.
Now it's just like, oh, by the way, there's fucking alligators, so...
by the way.
Chill out, everybody. Don't...
be out the
don't
park
be feeding your alligators! Oh, they might eat you!
Hey, y'all be get y'all ass out that park by 10 p.m., man. Because I know when it get dark, y'all be trying to be with y'all little honeys and stuff, and all of a sudden...
I just want to see some alligator love.
I mean, they're
between Bob the alligator hunter.
Who were going to the park to see these alligators. And I'm like, that's where you start setting up shops. That's where you start people come and get your alligator t-shirt, your alligator fins. Go ahead and get your alligator mouth.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, there's some Twitter...
I bet it is.
We got at Park Gator or at Humboldt Gator.
Man, they better quit playing. They gonna mess around and be like crocodile hunter. Yeah. Good plan. Y'all ain't no pros, man. Y'all better leave the alligator. Hey, first of all, alligators are fast, y'all. You gotta run in diagonals. You can't be running straight. They gonna get your ass.
Fast.
You better It'll zigzag your ass, so your ass will be caught. Good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Alligators, yo.
Tis true. Tis
man.
true.
I ain't never been chased, but they just look like it, man.
Okay, that would be kind of awesome to see someone walking an alligator. Just like walking it around and be like, yeah, you don't fuck with that person.
You be like, nope, not him.
It ain't worth it.
Man. Is that an alligator?
Because it only takes one of you. Like, just let it go once. I mean, like,
hey man,
get him.
alligator get a hold of you, that is pretty much whatever got a hold of is gone.
Yeah,
you gotta like kind of part ways with whatever that is. Like,
if
it's an arm, say by that arm.
Yeah, because they snap that roll and just take it. You're like, well, I didn't want that anyway.
Yeah,
so
they go roll. They go roll hard.
Oh yeah.
They are going to roll.
It's a hard day for everybody when alligators roll in Humboldt Park lagoon.
Well, hopefully they catch it, and hopefully it's safe, and then hopefully it gets into like.
I'm just fascinated by Alligator Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to meet him so badly.
I think there's going to be a movie about Alligator Bob.
I would love. He's just out there, and people are like, "Why is there just a random dude out there?"
Yeah.
He's consulted on shit a bunch of times, and they're like, "Why?" People are legitimately asking, like, "Why is this guy out there?"
And did he pick the name Alligator Bob, or was that something
He won't. He doesn't want his full name disclosed. So yeah, he's just Alligator Bob.
Alligator Bob.
That's very creative. Bob.
Yeah. I know. Good for you, Bob.
I'm just saying.
Way to be.
I mean, really?
Way to stay anonymous. Were you fucking 007? Fucking
pictures everywhere.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well, shout out to Alligator Bob. Thanks for keeping our lagoon safe.
Thanks,
you, sir.
Crusty old white man.
Hey,
all right.
They're the only ones.
That's right. Yeah, all right. Moving right along. In other news. All right. Well, gentlemen, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game was happening this past week. And let me tell you something. There are some players from the Cubs and the Sox who are involved there. So I just want to give a quick shout out to the players from the Cubs and the Sox who were part of that. I don't. Any of you guys watch the? I don't watch it.
I've been watching Summer League, NBA baby. It's
I don't.
365. Like,
I don't really watch it.
Always on.
Yeah, really,
I have
really watch
Netflix,
it.
so I don't have time to watch
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Free agent season, free. Yeah, come on, man.
I'm not a huge fan.
But
of it.
I didn't see the All-Star.
But yeah, so all right, so let's just look. Just a quick shout out.
Yeah.
Congratulations from the Cubs to Javier Baez.
Javier, hey, I saw you doing that tattoo yourself on your leg. That is sick, dude. Like,
I mean, a little scary, but good for you, Baez. To Chris Bryant and Wilson Contreras.
What's up, Wilson?
Good job, guys. Don't be a dick, be a ditka.
That's right.
Always.
And from the Sox, I don't know any of your first names. To McCann. That's right. To Abreu. And Giolito. Giolito.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Giolito. He's like a Mexican asshole.
I know, right?
Giolito.
It's like, I'm not even Italian, you asshole. I'm fucking Latin. Giolito.
Okay. Like, dude, I come from Germany.
So shout out to you guys.
Right. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations. Way to represent Chicago.
What's up?
And the MLB All-Star Game there, guys. All right, good job. All right, well, moving right along. In other news. Another sport that is near and dear to my heart is soccer. Football. Soccer. And, gentlemen, the Chicago team, the Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
The Fire. Now, not only was that a historic event in Chicagoland where there was a large fire.
True that.
Not actually started by a cow. Well, people believe that to be the case.
Why do we have this animal thing? Like the
we don't want to take responsibility for our actions.
Like, yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you for saying it out loud.
That's what it is. It's like, the cow did it.
That cow was like,
Mrs. McCreary, we've traced the source of the fire to your barn.
So
how did it fucking happen? The fucking cow did it! I don't know what happened.
Who brought a goat to the game?
That is so...
These fucking cows have been nothing but problems for me and my family for fucking ages. These fucking cows! And that's why we shipped them all to fucking Wisconsin, but then the cows came back to be painted as mannequins.
They
The cows on parade.
Oh, that's bring it back. Nice.
Oh, that's what we call a full circle.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Jesus, how do we get on that?
I know, right? That was hilarious, dude.
Fucking
Seriously?
awesome.
Blame it on the cow,
Oh my goodness!
That was
Only
funny.
on Chicago.
Shout 60. Tune in, y'all. It's like this every
Hashtag the cow
Buddy.
did it.
All right.
Cow did.
All right, let's get serious for a moment before we
Chicago
get to
Fire.
Chicago
Also,
Fire.
a wonderful Dick Wolf show.
Yes, it's true. Thanks, Dick Wolf.
Hey, Dick
Hey,
Wolf.
we're gonna go to Lottie's later. We're
Hey,
gonna go to Lottie's and
hey,
get ourselves a brew.
If you want any of us to stand in the background, I mean, I'm a background
No,
person.
I only do.
Mainly, you need a good-looking Chicago.
Guest
Fire.
appearances only.
Shout out. Hey, I got audition
Yeah.
for Chicago Man tomorrow.
Guest
hell
appearance.
yeah.
Oh, cheers
Hell
to
yeah.
you. Congrats.
Make this
All
man
right.
a doctor, okay?
All right.
Make me a doctor.
Yeah, a surgeon. Straight
Oh,
surgeon.
I only do guest roles or leading roles, so no extra work for
I
me.
do security guard stuff, so just have me stand somewhere.
All right, can we get serious about
Yeah,
soccer?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I get it's not a
Football.
hugely American sport, but let's get serious.
Serious.
Because the Chicago Fire are leaving
Serious.
Bridgeview from their stadium, okay? It's called SeatGeek Stadium. I think that's why they're leaving, because it's called fucking SeatGeek.
Yeah.
At least when it was Toyota Park, it's like, oh, Toyota, but now it's called SeatGeek.
Yeah.
If I was in a stadium that called SeatGeek, I'd fucking leave. I'm not, this is ridiculous.
That's the sponsor.
But the Chicago Fire are leaving Bridgeview Stadium, aka SeatGeek Stadium. They have agreed to a $65.5 million agreement. Now this is what made me laugh. The Bridgeview mayor goes, his name is, shout out to Mayor Stephen Landick.
Oh,
Landick, or Landick, because you're a dick.
Gonna say it
You
over
might be
and
a
over
jagoff. He goes,
I knew that was coming.
He goes, this is going to be good for us. This is going to be so good. We're going to have more time and more space for concerts and other sporting events in the Bridgeview Stadium.
Unbelievable.
Now that the fire is gone, we're going to be so fortunate.
He has to make himself feel better. Okay, welcome.
He's got
That revenue just walked out the door.
Please elect me. He's like Jeb Bush when he's like, please clap. And he's like, please elect me again.
That revenue
I didn't fuck up.
just walked his ass out the
Yeah,
door.
he just
so
like-
he's gotta make it look good. Like concerts, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna do concerts.
So much, so much is going to happen. Now that the fire is gone. Guys, I got the rig on the fire. I doused the fire.
He doused the fire, all right.
It isn't gone, the fire.
They blanket that fire, dude.
He's
Damn.
gotta get them in somehow.
He extinguished the fire.
He extinguished.
He extinguished the fire. And now, and oh, by the way, they're all in debt.
And that's what happens.
And that's what happened. He's like, we're gonna make so much money, and then now the city's in debt.
We better start some good concerts now.
Oh my god, yeah, you gotta bring somebody in. Anyway, the Fire had a contract that was supposed to go through 2036, but that's not happening. So they're paying $10 million up front, they're paying $5 million for upgrades to the stadium, and then they're gonna pay the rest of the $50.5 million over the remaining terms over the next 26 plus years. The Fire has been in Bridgeview Stadium since 2006. The mayor, we already said this, but the mayor said that there was going to be money from building the stadium and from concerts and games and stuff, but they're in debt.
Well, whoa. So ultimately, they're still paying though.
Yeah.
They're still paying them. Not like it's almost like they're still in the venue.
Right.
So you can't be mad at that fucking deal. Like that's
But no, they're not. They're gone. This year, they're gone.
yeah, but I mean, what do they need them for? They're still getting that
They
money.
were planning
from
for them to be there for another 27
But
years.
they're still getting that.
That's the funny part.
But the best part is they're
True.
still getting that money from them, and then they can use the venue to get
That
more
is
money.
why our Mayor Stephen Landick is so optimistic. But we'll see if Mayor Stephen Landick is going to be in office moving forward here. Now, what's interesting is that Lori Lightfoot and the city of Chicago has denied, saying they have reached any agreement with the Chicago Fire to be playing their games at Soldier Field.
Oh.
Very secretive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that would kick Wrigley's ass kind of out of top billing.
That's right. Yeah. So, I mean, they used to play at Soldier Field during their inaugural seasons, and I was there. I was there in their 1998 inaugural season when they won the MLS Cup. Okay, you had the likes of Peter Novak. Okay, Vukos Kubasic.
Who's that?
I got that wrong. The other guy, the other guy, Chris Thomas. That other guy. What the fuck was his name? Steve Thornton in goal. Chris Brown. Okay,
Chris Brown.
I actually have a ball in. I have a ball in my room signed by the 1998 inaugural season. I should just go get the ball and just read. I can't read their fucking. Yeah, Chris Brown's on there.
Chris Brown.
His name was Chris Brown, legit.
Chris Breezy?
But not the Chris Brown that beat the shit out of Rihanna.
Another Chris Brown. Let that go. Let that go. Okay. He was a child, okay? Don't remember him for that.
It's like so uneasy.
He was a child, alright? They got over it.
Look, here's the deal. The Chicago Fire will be back in Soldier Field very soon. That's what's going to happen. So making it easier for Chicago fans to go to the worst place to go see a game in all of Chicago.
Thank you for clogging up downtown.
Thank you very much, you fucking a-holes.
Appreciate
all right.
it.
Anyway, but as a soccer fan, I may be more inclined to go see them in Soldier Field than I would Bridgeview because that fucking sucked. I went to go see them play against when Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who was an amazing famous player from Sweden, even though he's Serbian, I believe, or Bosnian, and one of them. That's a distinction. He's either Serbian or Bosnian because they hate each other. He's one of those two. And yeah, it was a pain in the ass. It was also a very cold, horrific game. It's bad. One of my buddies got punched in the face in that stadium.
Why does this bring you
joy?
joy?
Memories.
Does this bring
That's why I'm glad they're leaving. That's why I'm glad they're leaving. All right, well, moving right along. In other news. All right, gentlemen, it is time for our favorite time of the episode. It is time for the Jag-Off of the Week. Oh, that's right. We got a couple of Jag-Offs for you here. All right, we got a twofer. We got to start off with our favorite Jag-Off.
The king of Jag-Off.
The king of Jag-Offs. I think that's his
Lord
name.
Jag-Off.
Lord Jag-Off. Kelly.
Oh, man.
I'm hiding in the closet, pissing on girls.
He wasn't hiding. He was trapped. He was trapped in the closet.
I was pissing on her because I was trapped. You set that up too easily, man.
Yeah, I know
you set it up too easily, and I just had to slam dunk that down, just like R. Kelly slam dunks his piss on
stop. Jesus. So bad. They'll just put him in a cell next to you, and you'll just roast him until he's like,
oh, God. I know. I'm sorry.
I want to go home.
And you can't very shortly.
He's just like, R. Kelly's like, I want to go home.
Yeah. He would like to, but he can't because he's going to jail. Yeah, he's been indicted again.
Oh, no.
How many counts?
What? Both in New York and in Chicago. Yeah, he's been arrested. He was arrested on Thursday of last week near his home at Trump Tower.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
He was in Chicago. He's being indicted for paying people to collect tapes and threatening them to change their stories on the allegations against him.
That makes sense.
And in New York, he's being indicted for racketeering. So either way, you fucked. And you're a Jag-Off, R. Kelly. We loved your Trapped in the Closet. I mean, it's a brilliant thing, and you could have had an amazing thing, and you were from Chicago, and you done fucked us. Right up the bum hole.
If I could turn back the hands of time, I mean, who doesn't love bump and grind?
True.
You know?
I mean, it's classic stuff, and it's like, can I watch a Kevin Spacey thing anymore? No. Can I listen to R. Kelly stuff anymore? I don't know. I mean, it's brilliant stuff.
Okay, so this is something we'll have to get into conversation about next podcast, but I think we need to talk about the separation between artist and art.
We should.
Can we do it?
Can we do it?
Like, are we able to do that?
I think it depends. I think it depends on what the the artist is and what it is that they did. You know, like something you just can't like come back from. You know.
But I mean, to be fair, He peed on a girl a long time ago, and we still listen to his music for a good while. It was until we realized he had a cold that we started going,
Hey man, I heard about Robert was doing that shit, man. I was like, I can't fuck with that, man.
Yeah, so, no, you just can't.
True.
That was it for me. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, let's move on to our real jag-off.
Oh, yeah.
This is a real jag-off, okay? This guy, Jeffrey Epstein, okay, fuck you, guy. You're a jag-off. Yeah. All right. So, wow, this is Pandora's box.
It is.
Oh, it's over.
Because so Jeffrey Epstein is a gentleman who's an alleged billionaire.
Yeah,
financier. Yeah, well, let's get into that. He's been charged with sexually abusing dozens of underage girls. He's a 66-year-old hedge fund manager, although that might be a front. He has been friends with Trump, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and Prince Andrew of Britain, among many others. Down in Florida, he made a plea deal when he was tried in 2008 in Florida, but there's been a new case that was opened in New York. Hey, New York! Fuck you guys. But good job on this one.
Yeah, that's like where you go with that.
He would pay underage girls to be molested in his homes in both Florida and New York, and on flights where the likes of Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew were also on the logs. So, he only got 13 months and a big fee in Florida, but because of the hashtag #MeToo movement, more accusers have arisen, and they filed new allegations and accusations and lawsuits in New York. And now this guy, Jeffrey Epstein, jag-off, is going to jail, thank God. And even the likes of the Secretary of the Labor Department, I can't remember his first name, but Acosta, he has to resign because he was affiliated with this gentleman, amongst many others.
Some big names affiliated with this dude.
Now, the contention is that this gentleman is not really a billionaire because of his exploits within the hedge fund game, but because he would hire these underage girls to be on these flights and in his homes and invite these high-level men to be there and basically prostitute them out to these men.
Yeah.
So that is fucking disgusting. Yeah. If there's one thing that I would like to have an impact on in the future moving forward, hopefully get some money to do it, is I hate sex trafficking and trafficking of women. I hate it. And it's not just because I love Liam Neeson and the movie's Taken, but it's because, in general, it's a fucking disgusting thing, and I hate it with a passion, and it should end, and it's gross
a big problem.
And grotesque, and this is disgusting, and it just gives men a bad name, because us three gentlemen here, and gentlemen that we know are very respectful and kind women, and women deserve that respect, but this shit gives men a bad name, and it's
probably women involved in this too. The people involved in this are the worst type of people, especially when you're attacking children. You know, like exploiting children like this is,
So can I ask a question? And this is just a real question.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with our court system that we can literally put Bill Cosby under the jail, under the prison, but this guy gets 13 months?
He knew
13 months.
I believe Ron was making
and I definitely saw it. I agree with them.
Skin color
13 fucking months, man. Like that's a year.
He knew some very powerful people. He knew some very powerful people that basically helped him out. That's where I go with that. It's disgusting.
That's dark.
But hold on. But he's going to jail for a long time now, which is good. It took too long, but at least it's happening, and he's going to die in jail, which is good, and that is the case. Now, look, I get the skin color thing, but let's not parse words here. Bill Cosby was a fucking jag-off in himself.
Bill Cosby's a jag-off. I'm saying, how many of this is happening? It doesn't matter. Skin color at that point.
It's
wealth. How much wealth is allowing some people to slip under the radar and go, I did a foul thing, but a dude who's holding too much weed, is in prison for a lifetime. Because he was trying to support his family, or she was trying to support her family. Like, that's fucking dark. Our judicial system, like our judges and all that shit, that's That's a road that we really need to fucking.
That's a whole nother episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole nother topic right there.
Shit.
But I think, gentlemen, we can all agree that Jeffrey Epstein
is a fucking.
It's a fucking jag-off. You're a fucking jag-off, bro. Fuck you. You're a jag-off.
I hope they put you in a play. Oh no, that's bad.
Let's just say, look. Let's just say.
Hey man,
I don't think he's gonna have a good time in prison.
No, I don't think at all.
Hey man, hey, you know what? He might actually have a good time in prison.
Oh.
They might put him in there with Jared.
Oh.
Damn, who had a Jared reference?
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh god, could you imagine that conversation?
Jared's like, hey, welcome. Guess what? Your butt's gonna hurt.
I gained all this weight to make more pushing from the cushion.
Have you had a $5 foot long? Because you will get one.
Those are compliments.
Oh,
like, I hope he has a fucking dark time in prison. Like,
he will.
It's hard to want to wish ill will towards people,
it
but
is,
you know what? Yeah, fuck this guy. You're a jag-off, Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein, fuck you. I don't care what your name is what I say. Gross human being.
Yeah, you are. Fuck off.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we did it. That was an episode of Die.
My first full episode. That was fun, guys.
Episode of Die Chicago 60 Podcast. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this, then none of this applies to you because we're going to get into all the people who are going to listen to this on the iTunes. But if you enjoyed everything that you listened to and you would like to hear more from the wonderful Ron Russell, or Norm and myself, Justine, then you should first go and follow us and like us on Facebook at Chicago 60. That's SIXTY spelled out at Chicago 60. Go there. Then you should also go to our Instagram page at Chicago_60. That's with the numbers this time, 60, Chicago_60, and follow us there as well because content that's on Instagram will be posted on Facebook, but not all the same stuff. So you might miss some stuff. So you got to go to both places. You can also, and you should, go to YouTube and look up Chicago 60 and hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you know when new shit's coming out. Because guess what? These three gentlemen here, including myself, we just did some comedy sketches and some cool shit that's coming out soon. And if you're not on YouTube following us, you gonna miss that shit.
Don't miss that shit.
So don't miss it because it's hilarious. These two gentlemen in particular were hilarious. So you gotta fucking see them in some cool shit. And we're gonna have more content only coming out on YouTube. So if you aren't on there, you're gonna miss that content.
Don't miss us.
Also, go to iTunes because it's gonna be on iTunes tomorrow. And subscribe and leave a review. Ideally 5 stars because obviously we're hilarious and you love us. So do that. Because we want to advance in the rankings to get more Chicagoans listening to what's going on in this fucking city. We've got cool shit going on. Cool. Yeah, well, I mean everybody. But Chicagoans in general because we love Chicago. Okay? So do that as well. And we're going to be on Spotify soon. And we've got, do we have some cool stuff we're going to be talking about coming up in the next couple of months. Bear season. Top Bears. It's coming up. Oh, there's so much cool stuff coming out from these three gentlemen here and the Chicago 60 crew and Manny Fresh and everybody. I was like... If you're not following us, you're going to miss out on so much shit. So fucking do it, okay? Just like Shia LaBeouf, just do it, okay? And follow us all over there. Now, one last major thing is that...
I want to thank, real quick, I want to thank a friend of mine, Ted Patterson, for drawing me on a fucking boat.
Yes, on the boat.
On a boat. And it's awesome, and he's doing some great-ass things. Here's me, Chicago 60, on a boat.
It's dope.
In Chicago.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, you're not going to be able to see what Norm just did. But he showed a very, you can see it on our Facebook page. Yeah. You can see it on our Instagram page. Yeah. Ted Patterson made an amazing drawing of Norm on a boat because Norm... Don't you want to be on a boat?
I want to be on a boat. I want to be on a boat. Never been on a boat, and I think it's the perfect opportunity because the real goal is because I want to break a bottle of champagne on a boat, and I'm talking about a yacht, a real boat, a big boat, not a dinghy. We're talking about some good shit. And we all want to be on a boat together, and we're gonna get a bottle of champagne. And it's gonna have a little replica boat of that boat with another group of people on the bottle with a bottle and a boat, and it's just gonna keep going until we all get sick. And we're going to break the fuck off that thing, and then we're going to party, and we're not going to remember anything afterward. Wow. So, hey, if you got a boat and you have nothing else to do,
let us know.
Let us know.
Please.
Yeah. Email us at chicago60.com. respond to us on Facebook or any other platforms we mentioned, because get Norm on a goddamn boat. Hashtag, we need a boat!
That'd be appreciated.
Yeah. All right, well, that was another episode of the Chicago 60 Podcast. Please go follow us on all those places. And before we end this podcast, we have to do our favorite phrase of all time. Are you ready for this?
It's my first time.
Oh, it's your first time?
It's my first time.
Because you missed it last time. Oh, my God. Well, it won't be the last. I guarantee that. Here we go. On the count of 3, gents. 1, 2, 3. Bear down and fuck the Packers.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. See you next week.
Later.
Deuces.
This is the after podcast.
This is the after podcast with Ryan Russell. Feature guest, 1 viewer. Oh shit! Finish is the button I hit now.
He can't find it.
I can't find it. There it is.